Hello everyone, Jacketing here. You join us in a very serious situation with a table, a pair of black and red gaming seats, and a Supra TA90 behind us. So this is going to be a little bit of a preview for what's to come and what you can expect over the next 12 months. No. But it is a preview for what you will see very shortly and what we're going to have going on this year for PhD. A lot of cool stuff.
Start with a public announcement.
Yes. First item on our agenda, which is us two at PhD Racing, including
the two dumbasses here.
The two dumbasses here. We are hosting a track day, April 4th, 2021 at NCM Motorsport Park. Yes.
So gonna be two of us. It's gonna be hosted by PhD Racing Lab, and with support from Nancom Motorsport.
Yep.
It's gonna be at NCM Motorsport.
National Corvette Museum Motorsport Park.
Yes.
It's a very long name.
Yes.
Where they actually
Kentucky.
where they actually manufacture Corvettes. It's gonna be a very cool day. The name of the event will be called Project Seat Time because it is made for people to come and have a lot of seat time at. And so if you guys are willing to come and are interested and are free on that Sunday, we'll drop a link in the description. Go ahead, check it out. Maybe sign up if you do.
Yeah, it's gonna be a relatively small car count event.
Yep, we'll have probably 60 cars max, and 3 run groups.
If you have never been to any track, still shoot us an email, anything. We'll see what we can do.
Next on the list, we're going to go through the entire PhD Racing 2021 schedule, provisional. Most of this is like to be confirmed, but we really want to get this to you.
Yeah, if you think last year was bad.
Right, it's long. It's long. Are we ready? So we're starting in March. Once again, we're going to return to Circuit of the Americas with Super Lap Battle. Great event that treated us to a victory last year. Super happy with that, and we're gonna try and go back and defend our title as a reigning street class champion with the TA90 Supra.
Yeah, with some scary rivals breathing
They
down
are.
the neck right
They
now.
are scary rivals.
I guess this year there's not going to be enough time for me to joyride the Supra.
Yeah, so Alex won't be co-driving. This time it will just be me. He'll have his chances. After Super Lap, we'll be having obviously our own track day, April 4th at NCM Motorsport Park. And then, in just 2 weeks after, Gridlife is returning to NCM. It's almost like we planned the track day to be around just before Gridlife, so somebody can come and do a practice day. It's almost like we planned for that.
Yeah, I know.
It's almost like someone
it's almost like Gridlife wanted to follow us or something.
Yeah. It's the other way around.
Yeah.
May 1st and 2nd, this is very provisional, but SCCA literally just this morning announced that they would be doing a Pineville, Kentucky hill climb. Sounds like a boatload of fun, and I'm gonna try and be hitting that with the TR S2K with the Tarmac Rally Special S2000 K24 swap. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Alex is petitioning me to bring that. I'm scared. Cause
hey, it's only like it's like a short burst.
It is, but M1 Concourse was a short burst. A week after that, May 7th and 8th, GTA Road Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now, we kind of had a little bit of a discussion going, maybe this year we're going to do a little less GTA, maybe. But I can't say no to Road Atlanta. I freaking love the event. I freaking love the menu. And we want to support Jason and the guys at GTA, so we'll maybe be able to pull that one off. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And plus, we won that one. So if we won it before last year, we should go again. May 22nd to 23rd, Track Day Picnic. One of the Gridlife's more chill events where you can just go.
Is there even competition at
There's
all?
a little bit of a standing start competition. So I maybe, for this one, I maybe just bring the red 86 for us to play around a little bit. It's a tight,
just like a
track.
street car hangout.
Yeah. Bring your 86, I'll bring my 86. We'll have
Battle round 2.
Battle round 2.
the first one, by the way.
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna have some Nankan CR1 for that one. Next event, it's like another week and a half later. Gridlife Gingerman Spring Kickoff. This guy is like bad, and this is just
at least most of them are pretty close.
Most of them are like around the area.
So for the Gingerman, it's gonna be a pretty big one for us. We're bringing, as far as I know, 4 cars.
Yeah, decent chunk of cars.
Yeah,
we'll get into what cars we're bringing shortly, which is a lot of fun.
There gonna be quite a few on the entry list that's running under PhD Racing for that event.
It'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be very interesting.
Yep.
And all the cars are very different and very interesting too.
Yes. And then June, 1 week after, we get no breaks. 1 week after, SCCA TT Nats at NCM. It's like we're almost practicing for it again.
It's so weird that we missed the. Remember, there was an NCM event supposed to happen in 2020, but due to COVID got canceled.
Yeah, that's TT National.
And then we're like, oh man, I wish I could do that event. Then it's three in a row. For
3 in a row this year, and like we're going there, we're going back again. A couple events later, we're going back again.
Yeah.
TT National is a SCCA series that we've been trying to get into this year. We'll be running mostly with a Supra. No tire size limits, so I'm going to run some beefy 315s. Yep. You'll be able to see what the Supra can do, kind of unrestricted, running as much tire as we can. So after TT Nationals, we're back in our kind of backyard. Gridlife Autobahn. Autobahn Country Club. Last year we did decently well. I think I didn't drive quite well, and we finished third by like a little bit. We'll see if we can do better.
Off too.
Right? The reason why we lost is because his phone was on the car.
I got my phone back and it was still working. By the way.
There wasn't a bent.
It was a bent.
It was a little bent.
The phone wasn't flat anymore.
It's a good event. It's very close to us. We can bring a lot of our toys over to that one and showcase and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a 3-4 car event too.
Again, 3-4 car event. Well, after that, it's a big trip potentially. SCCA TT National Tour at Palma Motorsport.
That's kind of tempting because
That
it's
is
a double.
tempting.
It's what's special about that event is it's CCA and GTA at the same time. So they're gonna just run the track. So do we really want to run like a double event?
We could just bring 2 sets of tires, bring a set of non-con CR1s, and bring some AO52s.
Yeah, it would just be
and
like
then just swap tires and then put them
might as
out.
well
both.
just like hot swap the tires and hop in or something.
Yeah, and then try to win both if we can. Why wouldn't we? Right?
Yeah.
After Palma, we get 2 weeks. And then it's SCCA TT National in Gingerman. Once again, we're kind of pretty close to Gingerman.
Yeah.
Reasonably close. Again, if the Supra can run it, I'd love to. We'd love to be able to prove the 9 CR1 is a tire that we can win with. So it's a perfect series to be able to do that.
Yeah.
1 week after that, July 23rd
that's a big one.
to 25th.
So
Gridlife Pikes Peak. We're going back there again.
but this time, hopefully,
this time with a different car.
Yeah.
We'll get into that shortly. The Supra won't be going to that one. The banking didn't suit it too much.
It's kind of like I don't like that track in the sense it's basically like an autocross, like a slalom connected by a banked turn. But
and the Supra doesn't really like slaloms.
But it is interesting just because it's so unique. That's the only banked track that
the Gridlife runs on
for the whole year. Yeah.
It's one of the things we want to try to do, and we'll try to showcase more of that. Plus, the benefit of going to Pikes Peak International Raceway is so you can drive to Pikes Peak. Next one. We'll get 2 weeks. 2 weeks off. And then it's August 6th to 8th. 8-6 day, we're doing Gridlife Mid-Ohio. Now, 8-6 day is obviously very special. So for this event,
we're going to bring the 8-6.
We'll bring an 8-6, just not the red one. August 20th.
2 more weeks.
Yeah, 2 more weeks later, August 20th. Gridlife Heartland. This is a new track that Gridlife's adding to the calendar. We're going to bring the Supra. We're going to run time attack with it and see how it does. Hopefully, it should be a really good time.
It seems to be a pretty, high-speed track. It's almost like a little bit like NOLA.
A little bit like NOLA, but on a smaller scale. So should be fun. 1 week after, August 28th to 29th.
This was a maybe though.
Yeah, this is still a maybe. SCCA TT Nationals at a pit race. I've never been to pit race, and this year I'd like to throw in a couple of wild cards, different entries. I know the facility is pretty great. The freaking track, we just watched a video. I was like, whoa, like roller coaster the entire time. So that looks really fun.
It's pretty nuts.
Would be really cool to be able to bring the Supra there and see what we can do, right? 2 weeks later, 3 weeks, that's maybe 3 weeks. Gridlife Gingerman Festival. Now this is the Midwest Fest that Gridlife always makes a big deal out of. We'd love to show our support, and it might be again multi-car event. Supra's probably going
3, 4, maybe 5
something crazy. So should be a lot of fun. Then we get a little bit of rest, a little bit. We get to October 1st and 2nd. Still provisional, but we really like to make it happen. NASA
UTCC
Ultimate Track Car Challenge presented by Tarmac. I think it'll be a cool challenge. Actually, we got accepted this year in 2020. Well, last year, 2020. But with COVID and then reschedule, and then they were running on a different weekend. And
it was in conflict with Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, it was in conflict.
By the way, so
yes.
I guess that's good.
This year we're trying to go back, so if you are on the judging board for UTCC, please let me know so I can confirm this date, and we can make that happen. Love you. Next one is one we should win. Next one is one the one that got away from our palms this year.
Yes.
Gridlife Road America. October 9th to 10th.
Yeah, just make sure, remind this guy, make sure the splitter survives to Road America, like last year.
I cannot believe that like the lap that was our fastest ended up having a broken splitter by turn 5.
At least we have a spare now, kind of.
We do have a spare now.
Yeah.
If we haven't sold it by then, but
Yeah.
still, it hurts, man.
Yeah.
Like the way that it was nipped from us by a 10th, and just knowing what could have been, you know. Last event, this is
That's
kind of
a
our
big maybe. This is a big maybe.
big maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd love to end the season on November 6th to 7th, SCCA TT Nationals, Road Atlanta. Yeah. So this year we'll probably go back to Road Atlanta twice, but screw it, I freaking love Road Atlanta.
Yeah.
I will veto him every single time. Obviously we'll go to Road Atlanta and we're going. Yeah. And it's a track that really suits me, and I love it with this car. It will just fucking fly through it. And
just don't go Jimmy Dickinson 12 again.
yeah, we're not doing that again. That's kind of our schedule, and that's 19 events. That's actually 19 events.
Oh, there's one more. Maybe.
There is one more that we've been discussing. We're not sure we want to do it, and you maybe even by now already know that it's been omitted from the list. It's Global Time Attacks Buttonwillow. It is pain. It is so long to get out there and so long to get back. And we got held up in like New Mexico because they thought we came from Mexico or something.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
Like,
neither of us brought up passports, so we really nearly got like we were by the side of the road.
We almost got shipped back to Mexico, even though we didn't came from Mexico.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was weird.
It was weird. I don't know why they thought they exported Chinese guys out of Mexico. Buttonwillow is so far. It's such a long drive away that I don't know. I like it, but
in terms of like, I like to go back there just to finish what we didn't do last year.
Yep.
Because you know that 47 was good, but it's nowhere close to what we.
Is that what we did? I can't even remember what time I did. Like a 47.9 or something.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even close to what we could have done. And we know this car is going to be a lot quicker by the end of this year. Speaking of a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm. Perfect transition. It's almost like he knows what he's doing.
Let's talk about the current situation of the TA90.
All right. Big things. Well, Supra, I think let's start with weaknesses.
Yeah.
Weaknesses that we've gathered throughout the year.
Yeah.
From a driver standpoint, I think it could drive better. Yeah. I think it can turn in a little better. And from playing, and I'm not kidding with you, and I think from playing a set of Corsa Competizione, I've gotten some ideas on what we can do.
Really?
I think we can change the rake of the car a little bit, as in how much it pitches forward and back, because that affects a huge amount of balance. And this is an actual line I read from ACC.
Okay.
Rake is very sensitive on GT3 cars and should be one of the first things to take care of when setting it up.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna see if we can either drop the front a little bit or raise the rear a little bit.
Rip splitter.
Yeah, rip splitter, but still get that balance where I need it to be be able to turn the car on a dime, kind of like the S2000. Obviously, this thing's got way more weight up front, and it is just heavier in general. So we're fighting physics.
But what's good is at least the weight, the design of the car, the weight is very central.
Yes,
so your inertia is really good.
It's
and also, your splitter is almost done.
Yes.
So
I know some of you. I don't think we have shown too much of it, so we'll maybe sneak a picture on
here,
like right here.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to make some stupid amount of downforce.
Yeah, to a point that we need to kind of remake all the mount and everything.
Well, to the point where the downforce balance on the car right now was 30% that we talked about in the video when the car is static. So 30% of the downforce is on the front axle. After this new splitter, the downforce balance is at 57% on the front axle.
Yeah, that means we're probably
almost double
the rear wing now.
Yeah, we can absolutely crank up the rear wing. We kind of need to in order to not die.
Yeah.
Because anything over 50, you turn in, the rear is just freaking gone.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we're looking into. Better aero, more efficient aero.
Yeah.
But
side skirts.
Side skirts coming. Yeah. We tried diffuser. Diffuser is probably not happening.
This is going to be a separate video.
It will be a separate video. So next, the Supra really struggles on fuel system. I think fuel system is one of the big things we're looking into.
That's honestly that's worse than power. Like we're not short on power.
We're not short on power.
Yeah.
It's actually cooling and then fuel. I think those two are pretty big, which is why we're going to touch on them. Fuel. The Supra now fuel starves bad. As in like at Road America, we topped the car off. I went out and did one lap, did one cool down, and on the second hot lap, when I tried to go through carousel, the car started fuel cutting. As in like full power, on the exit. I came back and I asked Alex, put some more fucking fuel in it, what are you doing? He started dumping fuel in, put in 2 gallons and it starts leaking out.
Yeah.
So the car is fuel starving at anywhere under two gallons under full tank, and that's insane because that's a 13-gallon tank. So, well, one,
the more grip you put in the car, the easier the problems.
Yes,
happen.
and
so it's gonna get worse.
We probably it's gonna absolutely get worse, and the car's already seeing 1.7 Gs, 1.69 I think is the highest peak that we've seen in data. So on lateral GUIs, so it's only gonna get worse. And so we better deal with it now. So we're working with the guys at AMS to be able to try and figure out a solution. Titan Motorsport is also helping us out a little bit here and there. We'll see what we can come up with. Hopefully be able to bring another product onto the market, and that will be the plan.
Yeah, so everybody's having a problem.
Yep. Even just
less severe than
even just standard car, you'll have it like under half a
But
tank.
think about it, if we can solve it on our car, then it should be good enough for.
Yeah, if you can solve it on our car, it'll be basically bulletproof.
Yeah.
Next part, cooling. At Road America, if you go back and watch our video, or even I'll show a little bit here, the speed at which we're starting the flying lap, climbing up the hill into turn 1, and the speed at which we finish the lap and coming back up the hill to cross the finish line, there's a 10-mile-an-hour speed difference. And that's all from charger temperature. The water-to-air intercooler built into the intake manifold is unable to cool down the air quickly enough when you're trying to cool 610 horsepower.
Yeah, so right now we have the AM, it's like the front heat exchanger, which kind of cools the coolant circuit that cools the intercooler.
And it's at a capacity, so it is already helping.
Yeah, but the problem right now is the physical intake manifold, which is the actual supercharger, is maxing out, so you're not getting more cooling even though you're pumping out you're pumping out like cold water in it, but the heat exchanger itself is not big enough to take out the amount of heat that's
it's unable to cool everything quickly enough.
Yeah, so that's why even for Road America, we have so much wide open throttle. By lap 2, you're already losing significant horsepower.
So it's not really a thing about the Supra sucks. It's just this thing is designed for 350, 360 horsepower.
Yeah, we're 600.
We're almost doubling it.
Yeah,
and
so honestly, But on that. Boys at AMS.
Our boys at AMS have.
They spent like a long time on this one.
Yes,
but
it's
finally ready.
Intake manifold with built-in water-to-air intercooler. That's, I almost want to say, over 2 times more massive than the factory water-to-air intercooler. More capacity, better cooling, and we should be able to last longer on the racetrack at full power, and that is going to be key. On a shorter track right now, the Supra doesn't get hurt too bad, but on a longer track like Road America, like NCM maybe, it's going to be a huge game changer. So it's another product that we're really happy with AMS to try and bring to you guys, to the market, to all the Supra drivers out there. That's kind of about...
And then just optimization.
And then just slow optimization, maybe new suspension when the production versions arrive at Reinhardt.
Suspension involving probably needs to change a little. Just
to account for the added aero.
I'm thinking, I just set up the car for 3 different sizes of tires this year.
He has to do a lot of setup work. So now, this is gone.
Okay.
Let's talk about the next car. What next? Well, we're doing the Tarmac Rally Special S2000. That's been a build that's been ongoing. You guys have been catching a video last few days. It makes me happy. It makes me happy to see the S2000 back, and we're going to try to do some very crazy stuff with it, and it should be fun. It should be wild. It should be different to what we've done before. And obviously, like we mentioned earlier, I'd love to be able to take it on to hill climb, depending on some safety regulations on what they say, because technically it's convertible, roll bar only, it's not a full cage. Yada yada yada.
Flimsy 90s technology.
Maybe a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. But if we could, because there's so little we're not taking the Supra. There's so much tarmac. There's not a lot of tarmac rally events here in the US at all.
That's true.
And we built a car that has nowhere to run. It will perform really well at the event that we're taking it to. I hope. I can't tell you what it is. I'm sorry.
You guys don't see.
There's an NDA on it.
Yeah.
But that car is almost done. It should be cool. It's going to be different. It's going to be very different from what we do here, but it'll be cool. Next project car we're working on. Let's announce it. I think we've announced it several times. Just nobody really gave a crap.
We just never really did anything to be worthy of like a video.
So here it is. We will be campaigning a brand new, freshly built AD86 Corolla with a K24 motor, S2000 6-speed transmission, and the whole lot in Gridlife Touring Cup. Thank you. It's a dream. Like who hasn't watched Hot Version enough to see A86 N2 driven by Tsuchiya-san at Tsukuba battling other A86s? It's like that is stuff of dreams. And
he was ready to cage the red one he has.
I really did. I really
multiple times. I stopped him.
Yes, because he's such a great friend, isn't he? He's such a great friend to tell me to be responsible with my money and my resources and my time and my beautiful little car.
Bought another shell.
Yeah, so he talked me into buying another shell. So this one, it was originally going to be an SR swap car. We rescued it, I like to think.
Yes.
We saved it from the desolate fate of being an SR swapped, undesirable, probably pretty dirty sounding, Nissan motored A86 to being the glorious overlord of the Honda K motor. So, you know, whether it be the KE86 or some interestingly named, things were going on.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. Fun. It'll be a lot of fun. And manual steering, hopefully manual brakes.
Yeah, he's been working on his.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm just trying to prepare for this because it's going to be on 330 Nardi wheel as well. So it will be hell for me to drive, but trust me, it will be sideways everywhere because we're keeping lever axle. It's going to be the best. There's for fun, for driving engagement, like why bother anything else? So that's a build series you'll be expecting probably starting like March. After March? April. That's probably when you'll be expecting that.
We're still kind of gathering parts and everything because what we got is literally, we'll show you later, but it's just like bare shell. It's absolutely nothing.
There's nothing.
All plumbing, brake line,
electronics,
fuel, everything.
Driver seat.
It's like everything needs to be assembled and sourced. So we're still just slowly getting parts here and there for that thing. Hopefully we can get started when we have enough parts in hand. Because right now, like, we can't do anything because we don't have all the parts needed.
We can't.
Finding parts for these is kind of tricky.
It is. But we're going to be introducing a few more of the A86 community members. I know Matt Panic is going to be involved in the project. I'd love to freaking get DP involved in this as well because, you know, I love DP. It'll be cool. That's the S2000. That's the A86, and that's a Supra. So that's kind of the main three projects we have going on. Except, drum roll, Alex, what are you bringing?
Yeah, so it's gonna be a fourth car that's gonna run. We're gonna run in selective Gridlife event around here. That is a 2018 Porsche 911 GT3 that's provided to us by a investor of PhD Racing. The owner is crazy enough to let us to mess with that car, so I guess we're not gonna say no.
Porsche, guys.
Yeah.
Porsche. Say it properly.
911.
GT3.
That will be something that's I'm personally very excited to get into because that's my dream car.
Whose is it?
It's like so different.
It will be mad.
Yeah, so the goal for that car is basically, because it's GT3, it's not RS. So I think the development goals for this year with us is just like learn the car and kind of make the car better with support from our sponsors and kind of make the regular GT3 outperform the GT3 RS, because right now we know there's a few, like there's one or two GT3 and GT3 RS in Gridlife right now. There's also a GT2 RS.
There is
running Gridlife right now, so you can see like there's also a few GT4s. It will be interesting to kind of join the Porsche guys in Gridlife and see what we can do.
Oh my god, we're suddenly getting so fancy.
Porsche.
But no, yeah, it is definitely a radical departure from messing with A86s and S2000s too. We love to try.
Honestly, you think about like a track car. What's the best track car out there
that you can just buy? GT3.
Yeah.
That you want to buy and go home in and become from GT3.
Yeah, you don't.
You want to just.
We're still gonna mess with it.
A bit.
Only a bit. Only a bit.
What else? What else to talk about? I think big thing also with this year is we're gonna talk about teammates.
Yeah. Teammate. Last year, unfortunately, Fiona got summoned back home because of COVID.
So it ended up being like a single car entry all year.
Thank God.
This guy could be.
Fiona, I miss you.
We love you.
We love you, but
but trust me, that car alone was enough work for the two of us. It gets
bad.
It gets tough.
And you're telling us this gets bad, but look at this.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be even worse. Even worse means even more suffering, which means even more entertainment for you guys. Anyway,
more
teammates. Why are there more teammates? Because people want to run with us. I'd like to think we've done a good enough job in the last few years that we've done as PhD Racing, that now a few customers, a few friends of ours would like to join. What they learned is that you can set up a car that I can't break. Because then,
It's like we made enough mistake to know what not to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually valuable. And then if with a bigger team and everything, we can learn the proper way a little bit better, and also learn different cars together.
And that's exactly the thing. It's not just one chassis. It's a lot of different chassis and a lot of different fun. So starting with the new Gridlife Street Light class, super fun class. This is going to be for cars with 2.5 liter NA engines, 1.6 turbo and below, limited to like a 255 Falcon tire. Like, this is the class that my S2000 should have been in 6 years ago. Street Light class. It's for people who has an S2000, who has a BRZ, who has Miatas, maybe a K-Swap Miata even. They just want to drive. They just want to compete in a class where they can feel fit. Well, guess what? This is a class for you. This is a class for 1.5 liter Civic SIs. This is a class for Fiesta STs, provided they don't roll over first. Mini Cooper?
Yeah, 1.6.
No,
wait, the newer ones are 2 liter.
Yeah, they don't count.
The older ones are 1.6.
Yeah, so thank you, Gridlife, for making it happen. I'm not the most thrilled about the spec tire, but since we're technically with Nankang, for that class, we're gonna have a couple of our Discord members, Haru and Penguin. Haru will be driving a 1.5 Civic SI, 10th gen, I think.
One was the HDMI cable plug.
Yeah, the HDMI cable.
Yeah.
HDMI. Yes. It's a great chassis. It's a great car, and for somebody...
Definitely a very interesting car.
Yeah, it's an interesting car.
Yeah.
And Penguin, our good friend from Georgia, is bringing back a legend with him.
Yes.
He's
a
bringing...
YouTube legend.
A YouTube legend. Anyone who's watched Speed Academy will know this car. I even raced against it. The badass 2000.
Yeah, so Penguin bought the car off of a Speed Academy when they were done with the car, and he's been tracking it like year round.
Yep, he's been doing Road Atlanta with it, and DP has been sharing posts of him doing Road Atlanta with it, and it's just awesome.
So he's gonna bring that car back and into competition with us.
Yep, and
that's something very interesting.
A little bit more support, and I think sometime we'll even have a pro driver around just to show him around the ropes, and that's even more for us to learn.
He's a really good driver too.
He is a great driver, so that's something great for us to look forward to. Looking forward to customers who are able to bring stuff like that and work with us. So that's not the end, because in street class, in Gridlife Street class and GTA Enthusiast, Mary will be running an Acuity Instrument program with us, kind of Acuity Instrument team ran by PhD.
That event, that car is going to run mostly around here instead, but she's from New Jersey, I think, right?
New Jersey.
Yeah, so basically she's going to leave the car here throughout the entire season. So this is going to be the home base for that car. We're going to basically prep the car and repair the car and set up the car between events for her.
I will say, I always like the CTR.
Yeah, I always like the CTR
I
too.
always wanted to get into it, but everybody just tells me like why I shouldn't. But I keep feeling like that could be a really good car. So I think that's something we're going to try with Mary and see how far we can go.
Yeah, and also we have one more friendship with...
Another Civic Type R.
He ran a Gridlife event, also a GTA event with us last year.
Yeah, he ran PPIR
and Buttonwillow.
And Buttonwillow with us. This guy actually destroyed his bumper at Buttonwillow. So just for that alone, he's an honorary PhD member. So good man.
So we're gonna have 2 CTRs in the team this year.
And both
I'm very excited about.
Yeah, and running in the same class with somewhat similar setups. Might be a slightly different.
It's a little bit different because one's a little bit more modded, one's a little bit more basic.
Probably.
But yeah, well, it'll be interesting because you have. I think their driving style is a little bit different too. But it's just gonna see how, basically same car but different setup, a different driving style, running the same class.
How we can extract the performance out of it.
Yeah, how we can kind of tailor each car to the owner differently to another identical car to a different owner and see how we can find time for both of them. Yeah, it'll be very interesting.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
It'll be interesting.
There would be several other kind of like single event entries, but for now we'll leave those off. But just for now, I think for us to be able to run like couple friends, couple customer programs, that's a big step. It's really a big step towards what the overarching PhD end goal and the end game is, which is we'd love to be able to run several cars. When PhD rolls up to Gridlife, 8 cars shows up, two in each classes.
Side note, you know our schedule by now if you got this far into the video.
Yes.
If you are available to help in any of the event, let me know.
He needs all the help he can get.
I need all the help I can, even just like, refueling cars and basic stuff. If you're willing to help and you can make it to some of those events, send us a message, send us an email. We appreciate any help we can get, honestly, because a lot of events we're just been doing the old schedule. A lot of events will be multi-cars, so more help we can get within the team, the better.
Yes.
And hopefully,
it just means I just want to bring him back home to his wife alive. Please. So that's kind of pretty much the whole year. In the end, I'd love PhD to become something bigger than just us. It can become a concept.
More like a community.
It is.
Also, we'll drop the Discord channel.
Yeah, if you haven't joined Discord yet, by all means, go for it.
That's actually the easiest way to find us.
Because we're on there almost all the time.
Yeah, we spend way too much time in Discord lately.
Discord is step 1. Building our own track day is step 2.
Yeah.
Running events with our friends is step 3, and more and more we're gonna try and build on that.
Yeah.
And do more series. Do SCCA, do Gridlife, do NASA, do GTA, do anything we can get our hands on, anything that we can drive, anything that we can build. That's the sort of thing we want to do. So everything from beat up shitbox AE86s to pristine 991.2 GT3s, we're gonna do them all. We're gonna seriously try to do them all. And so,
It'll be a pretty crazy year, honestly.
If we can make it out the other side alive.
It's funny that we're just looking at the events like, that's 19 events a lot.
I'm like, Alex, we're adding California. We're going to Buttonwillow.
But then you're trying to take out the field. It's like, yeah, it's really hard to take out field. Let's just, let's at least plan them in and see how many we can physically do before we decide we have to take a break.
Yeah. Because right now there is no summer break. There is no. Regardless, we're going to give it our all this year. We're going to do our best, whether it be on the A86. If you're excited for that, let me know. S2000, we're going to try to do some more. We're going to do a lot more with this car. We're going to see how far we can push it. We are one of the fastest guys with the A&NA Supra in the nation, but it doesn't mean we can just sit on our asses and pretend like we're the best. So there are plenty of work to be done, and there's a lot more speed to be found, and we're going to go find it.
If there's anything that, you guys want to know and we really didn't explain or anything, just drop us a comment or just join our Discord channel.
Yeah. Leave it in the comments. We'll try to answer whatever we can, and that's kind of it.
That's kind of it.
Wow, what a year! 2021 is going to be crazy. We're going to die. That's the actual video title I've come up with. We are going to die. PhD 2021 plans. It's really important in these times to remember that, hey, we still love doing this. We really enjoy doing this, and that's why we want to try and do more. So thank you all for joining, and thank you all for, hopefully sticking around for the rest of the year. We'll see how this goes. This isn't like Adam Jabaay called this schedule insanity. And I think that says it all. That sets a tone. Jabaay said, "You are insane." Thank you, Adam. God. I'll take my hat off just for you. I love you. So, what's left to do other than, let's get this fucking year started. Thank you.
That's it. I'm out.
Thank you all so much for watching. See you all next time.
See you next time.
Bye.